What's up, y'all? We back here with some more boxing news. If you're new to the channel, y'all know what to do. I'm not gonna keep giving y'all the spill of like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Y'all know what it's here for. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't new to this YouTube thing. So go ahead and do what y'all thug thizzle. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all like and comment, subscribe, whatever. So we're moving along real quick today. We not gonna try to make this video too long. I know I'll be long-winded and y'all don't be trying to hear all that bull crap. But anyway, so today's topic, I want to go into people want to give Earl so much credit right now. I mean, like, abundance of credit, undeserving credit, I say, and discredit Bud Crawford in the same sentence. People are saying, Earl's getting hated on. I'm guessing by people like me, and it's not hate. That's what we're not going to do in this on this channel, is hate on anybody. We're going to give people their we're going to compliment people on their accomplishments and what they've done and what they haven't done. We're going to speak on that too. Okay, so let's be clear. All right, I'm not an Earl hater. I'm far from that. I don't hate anybody. I admire Earl. I mean, I like the way Earl fights. He had the dog in him at one point. To me, he doesn't have that anymore. And if that's the case, that's what I'm going to say. It's not no hate. It's just my opinion. And I just don't feel like Earl's getting a lot of the credit that he should. Because, the last two fights he had, like I said before, were lackluster to me. I wasn't impressed. Not at all. And his stock has dropped in my eyes. But these are the same people discrediting Bud Crawford. I had a great debate with somebody in the comment section. Shout out to that boy. I don't know your name right now. I can't think it up off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure you know who he is if he's seeing it or watching this video. I appreciate you for giving love to the channel, man. Keep it up. Spread the word. We're trying to get ourselves out here, do some real big things with this channel. But I wanted to speak on the debate we was having, and he made a lot of valid points too. I tried to rebut a lot of things he was saying. He's saying I was making excuses, and I don't see them as excuses when they're facts, though. And you can call a lot of things excuses or whatever. First and foremost, I'm never going to make an excuse for another grown man. That's just not what I do. But one of his arguments, was Bud Crawford's resume and who is he fought at welterweight. And I'm not going to say that's not a good argument. I tend to agree with who with Bud fought at welterweight. It's pretty much been just Jeff Horn and Benavidez. And those two fights, I was impressed. The Jeff Horn fight, Bud Crawford totally dominated that fight. And Benavidez, it took him a while to figure out Benavidez. I don't know if that was his game plan. That could have been the game plan, because, before that fight, Benavidez was doing a lot of shit talking. And I think he wanted to prolong that fight, that ass whooping, as long as he could. And that's what he did. He knocked him out in the 12th round with the meanest uppercut of the year at that time and point. And I give Bud his props for that. I will give Earl his props for his last fight because, like I said, to me that was the fight of the year, and wasn't no fight better than that. And in the same token, though, like I said before, many videos before this, that Earl would have lost that fight if it wasn't for that knockdown. But I'm not going to discredit that man for not, putting his best performance out there that night. He got the job done. That's what he's supposed to do. But, I was unimpressed by it. But he got the job done. He won that fight. So let's not, get that twisted or whatever. But, like I said, a lot of these people are just trying to discredit Terence Crawford. To me, right now, in the welterweight division, if I have to go by standards right now, I'm going to put Earl at number 1. And I put Bud at number 2. Everyone else is irrelevant to me. Danny Garcia, irrelevant. Pacquiao, irrelevant. Keith Thurman, definitely irrelevant to me. Sean Porter, he raised his stock in my eyes, but he's still irrelevant. You know, due to his style to me. You know, you can't win boxing. It's a reason why boxers don't box like that, because you know it takes a lot out of you. And but Sean makes it work for him. He makes it work. And but back to this Bud, back to them discrediting Bud. You know, like I said, I had the debate with the guy in my comment section, and let's be. I'm just going to keep it 600 with y'all, man. Um, I would take Bud Crawford's resume over Earl's right now. All right, so I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain the best way I can. And if you disagree with me, go ahead, comment in the section. You know what I mean? Just, you know, when you do, just come back with some facts. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't got no problem debating. But my first thing is that Bud is what, 32, 33 years old. If I'm wrong, you know, somebody correct me in the comment section, whatever. Uh, he's been in the game for a while. Uh, and you know, as I was debating with the guy, I said the man was undisputed, undisputed champion. Not when they had, this isn't the undisputed champion when they had like 2, 3 belts. This man had 5 belts from his own division, and the guy. So you know, the guy says, well, that division was nothing but garbage bums. Listen, man, you can't dictate the opposition that's put in front of you, man. He cleaned out that division, man. I mean, he beat the shit out of everybody, and then he went to welterweight. You know, he went to welterweight and fought a middleweight. Jeff Horn is a true middleweight. That's a big ass white boy. That's why Manny Pacquiao had so much trouble with him. Now I'm with the majority that say Manny Pacquiao won that fight, but Manny Pacquiao got his ass thrown around in that fight. He was pretty much you know, manhandling Manny. Manny was more accurate and had the more significant punches to me, and still won that fight. But I'm not a judge, you know. And that's what I say when it comes to judges. You're at the mercy of someone else's eyes. So you better, when you get in that ring, you better show them that you're winning those rounds, or you may lose. And that's what happened. I don't know. People want to say it was a setup, and that was set up for Bud to get that belt. Man, that fight between Pacquiao and Jeff Horn was almost a year apart. If I'm not mistaken, it was a while apart. He wasn't even in that division when Jeff Horn won that belt. He wasn't even undisputed at that time and point. So I don't want to hear that it was a setup, man. If you want to say that if it was a setup for him to win that belt, it's a million ways or a million other things going on in boxing that could be setups then. So we're not going to go into conspiracy theories over here, okay? But you know, like I said, he cleaned out that division, and then he fought Benavidez. Benavidez towered over him, man. I don't care if he was on one leg. That brother can still fight. He was in that fight. I mean, he was pretty much losing rounds, but he made a good showing of himself. He put his best his best effort in that fight, and he got knocked out by a skilled boxer. So, like I said, Terence Crawford is notorious from starting his fight slow. He's been that way, and that his stock didn't drop in my eyes in that fight because he broke his man down. You know, Benavidez couldn't figure him out. He couldn't get to him. Of course, he's on one leg. I understand that, but he signed that contract. He got in that ring. He knew what he signed up for. So I'm not trying to hear those excuses. All right. So just, you know, like I said, if you want to compare resumes, which I don't really even like doing because it's not fair to the boxer. It's too many variables. There's no right and wrong to it. All right. But Terence Crawford was already on the pound for pound top, I believe top 10 or top 5. Top 5 pound for pound list when Earl was in the amateurs. Okay. So I don't want to hear that, man. If we're going to credit one boxer, give the other boxer credit too. We gonna keep it all the way funky, all right? I mean, that's just in my eyes. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But like, you can't give one man credit and take credit away from another man, because Terence Crawford has put a lot in that ring. I've seen a lot, and Earl has too. Earl has too, and a lot of if you're going to say uh, Terence Crawford was fighting nothing but bums, I can say that about a lot of people that's on Errol Spence's resume as well. Um, I think he had no business. Not that he had no business. I'm pretty sure, because most of these boxers, they ain't. To be honest with you, they bitch made. They just here for that bag. All of them just want money. They don't give a shit about the boxing. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about none of that. They just want that bag. But like I said, a fight that I should have never took place because he stood no chance was the Lamont Peterson fight. I mean, you're fighting a man that's damaged goods. Kell Brook damaged goods. He was damaged goods. He took to me, just a lot of times it felt like he took the easy road. Something Mayweather was doing a lot for me, and that really was pissing me off. But Mayweather actually took a lot of challenges in his career too. He took a lot of risks. They don't seem like risks after the fight, but before those fights, a lot of those fights were big risks. When he fought Ricky Hatton, a lot of people were picking Ricky Hatton to beat Floyd Mayweather until after the fight, and then everybody say he had no business being in there with Mayweather, and which he didn't. You know why? Because Mayweather is special. Earl's not special, because if he was special, just like the fight before the fight of Sean Porter, everyone told you that Sean Porter was going to get knocked out. It didn't happen, did it? They didn't dominate him like everyone said he was going to get dominated. A couple people, I did hear people say it was going to be a war, it was going to be a close fight, and then that's what it turned out to be. But he almost lost that fight. Nobody predicted that he could have almost lost that fight before it happened. No, I didn't predict that. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did. But I want to hear what you guys got to say about this topic. I don't like the way people were discrediting Terence Crawford and try to credit Errol Spence in the same sentence, saying that Earl doesn't. Bud doesn't deserve a shot at Earl, or Bud only should get 35% of the purse. And that's another topic we're going to talk about, is how these promoters are ruining boxing, man. They're not making boxing better. They're not contributing to boxing. They're just making it worse. They're in these guys' ears, and how they stop these fights, and how they you don't want to take this risk. They in for the bag, man. They're not going to take a high risk, and for a high reward. They're going to take a low risk for a reward, period. If you can get me 10 fights for 10 million, and I ain't got to worry about my fighter losing, but there's that one fight that's out there for 100 million, I'm going to take those other fights before I take the big one and put my fighter at risk. That's what they're doing. But we're going to talk about that at another time. We're going to get a little deeper into that, because I got a lot to say about that as well. But you guys enjoy your day. Like I said, go ahead and comment in the comment section if you disagree or agree with me. If you feel as though these people are out here discrediting Bud and giving Earl all the credit right now, or if you think vice versa, But when you do, just make sure you change my mind. Keep it respectful, y'all, man. I'm always going to respect my comment section. I appreciate it if you do the same. There's nothing wrong with healthy conversation, healthy debates. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so y'all can know when you get notified when the newest videos come out on this channel. And we working, y'all.